got a question on the future. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the future. I know that Freddie and Fannie and others are looking closely at the future opportunities to modernize appraisal. What are we seeing there? We've heard a lot about UAD 2.0, other pilots and so forth that may have been happening over the last couple of years. What can you share with us regarding the plans in the future and how that'll impact appraisers as well as lenders and others that are stakeholders in this mortgage market?
I love talking about modernization because I think it's really where our industry is going to see what our future looks like. And the UAD, the Uniform Appraisal Data Set, aka the Forms redesign project, is a collaboration between Fannie and Freddie, as most people know, in terms of redefining the data set and the data standard. I've said a number of times, I know I've said to you, I think the good news is we're not creating a new static form that we're going to hand to the industry and that just ages quickly and it'll become outdated. It's a data standard which is going to support a lot of things. So it's going to be a dramatic change to the industry, and I know there's elements and dimensions of change that are painful, but I think once the industry across the board adapts, it's got impacts at Fannie and Freddie. For crying out loud, we've got guide written that references forms. I mean, forms are going to be gone. So, and I know our lender friends and big companies like CoreLogic, across to the appraiser's desktop are going to be impacted by this. But if we can all band together and help, there's not one person that's trying to marginalize anybody through this process, but it's significant and it's very foundational. That'll support a lot of modernization. One, two, the test and learn and the pilots are really informing more specific views of what that modernization might look like. So if it's combinations of labor forces on an appraisal, trainee and an appraiser, I believe that part of the helping with the appraiser capacity problem nationwide is being very thoughtful about other options across the spectrum, even potentially on lower risk loans. And I'm not talking about waivers. I'm talking about something just outside of a waiver that right now there's no lower risk option or there's no option on a lower risk loan other than a full 1004 or Form 7 appraisal. And I think there's just a lot of opportunity there. So I'm very bullish, very excited about what I see. I think COVID was awful, but I think there were a few bright spots in COVID. One was the proliferation of the tools and tech that we saw grow out and kind of advance very rapidly during COVID. And two, I think we learned a lot. It was a big pilot or a big test and learn in a way about how exterior only and desktop appraisals really behaved and performed, and whether they worked and whether they introduced any increased risk, which we didn't see. And I would be excited to see an option, something like that potentially as maybe part of the spectrum of offerings across what we would accept at Freddie Mac.